Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, making some really good trades, and finally a little bit of relief in the markets. As we can see right now, Bitcoin printing a 4 and a -5 on our new daily candle, and Bitcoin seems to be stabilizing around the $30,000 area. Now, I'm getting a lot of messages from a lot of people that think, is this the bottom? Is it time to go into full long, heavy long right now, and we're going to the moon? In my opinion, you could definitely enter some positions at the moment, but just know there is a significant amount of risk involved because tomorrow we have the CPI data coming out. Now, the expectations for the CPI data is for it to fall, actually. So the Fed is actually expecting for inflation to peak now around 8.5% and starting to come down to around 8.1. So tomorrow they are expecting inflation to come down to around these levels here. 8.1 or 8.2 is the target. So just a slight drop right here is what the Fed is expecting. Again, this doesn't mean inflation is going to peak. In my opinion, we still have ways to go for inflation. I think inflation can get at least to 10-12% before we might see any sort of local top at that point. But even then, let's just see what happens, because right now, we might get some good news tomorrow, which would cause the markets to rally. Inflation peaks, comes down to 8.1%, not 1.8%. But yeah, overall, if the markets, if the CPI data is positive and we come down to their target to 8.1 or even lower, maybe 7.9, then yes, you're going to get a massive rally in the traditional markets. The Nasdaq is going to rally extremely hard from these levels, same as the S&P 500. Again, the S&P is at 4,000 flat now, basically, or 3,998. But if we do rally from these points, it would make sense. Same thing for Bitcoin, coming to some major support as well. As you can see right here, let's take a look at Bitcoin coming down to the $30,000 mark. It would make sense for Bitcoin to get a technical bounce from these levels. As we can see, we have so many daily candles that were red. We just closed our first green one with a big wick coming down from 32,000. We almost got a rejection from 33,000. But again, if we do get a technical bounce from here, I still think that Bitcoin can get at least to 35,000, right? At which point I will exit my position. Or the highest I see Bitcoin going right now is around 38,000, where we retrace back from where we broke from this bear flag right here. And after that, we get rejected and continue or move down. As I do expect Bitcoin in the traditional markets to keep falling, and then we are going to reach our long-term targets around 21,000, 15,000, and potentially even as low as $11,000 or $12,000. Basically, we can actually start to move these targets up as the Bitcoin price goes up, so we could just keep everyone up to date all the time. So 21,000 is the first target, 16,000, and then 12,000. As we are in a bear market now, we can even take a look at the EMA ribbons. They are starting to cross, right? So a pump back up to new all-time highs is highly unlikely, in my opinion, especially what's going on in the traditional markets. You guys want to take a look at what's going on in traditional markets at all times, and you can see that right now, tech stocks were getting killed again today. Well, like a few of them actually. Some of them were surviving, like Spotify, Intel, AMD, Nvidia, and some of the bigger names too, like Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, and Google and Facebook were pretty okay in the green. But again, you can take a look at coin. Actually, these are almost like crypto stocks at this point. But you can take a look at SoFi. And then I believe Roku was down as well. Roku was down almost 10% today, recovering a little bit, coming back to its previous low right here, but making a new 52-week low nevertheless. So, overall, the traditional markets are performing terribly at the moment, especially with what's going on, which is the battle with inflation. And today, Joe Biden had that meeting, and it was quite funny because he was asked a question, so many questions after his speech about inflation, and eventually he just said, I don't want to answer any more inflation questions, because he just had enough. And honestly, if I was in his shoes, I'd probably have enough too. I'd probably be like, all right guys, this is a big Ponzi scheme, I don't want to answer any more questions, or else you guys are going to figure it out. But overall, I still think Bitcoin is going to come down to new lows, right? As we can see the weekly time frame, right? We printed a new candle into the red money flow. and it looks like we are going to keep going as the previous trends has shown us. Every time we cross into that red money flow, we got that 50% correction from those levels and a 50% correction here. I just reiterate this every single time just because there's new viewers on the channel, and I just want to make sure everyone's fully educated on this. Again, taking a look at gold inching lower today, looking very, very good, actually getting very close to my buy target, where I'm going to start loading up on a lot of a lot of gold miners, gold and silver miners, and some ETFs on gold and silver. So I still believe that gold will be the best performing asset of 2022 and potentially 2023, as I see a long battle with inflation. Again, I was talking about this in 2021 when I thought inflation was going to be a significant problem after all that money printing, and definitely saw it keeping to be remaining a major problem through the coming years, because all this monetary policies, money printing, QE, it just never ends, and 0% interest rates, and now it's all coming to fruition. And I know a lot of people don't believe in gold because they've lost a lot of money in the past waiting for gold to rally. I don't blame them. For over 10 years gold has been flat, doing almost nothing. I wouldn't be surprised that they don't believe that it's going to break out, but they probably just got the timing wrong, in my opinion. Right? If you invested during this period right here, you probably didn't make too much money. You probably lost a lot of money on gold, especially after the 2008 financial crisis. You could have made a good amount, and then you thought it was going to keep going, but it just started tanking and then moving sideways. But overall, we are in a very bullish pattern, in my opinion. I was outlining a small cup and handle, but you guys can take a look at the weekly time frame. It's a bigger cup and handle, if you will. There goes your small cup right there, and then a breakout to new all-time highs. But yeah, that's basically what I'm thinking right now. Gold is going to be doing very well, but again, I still think Bitcoin is going to be performing very well over the years to come, as inflation will remain a big problem. The second that the Fed gives up on their QE battle, then that's when you're really going to see Bitcoin flying to the moon. But yeah, right now, Bitcoin, we could see that this little bit of a trend line right here, if we can get above this trend line, potentially we might see a move towards the upside. But again, a lot of it is going to depend on the CPI data. If the CPI data is a complete miss and you don't get 8.1, currently we're at 8.5, and we get 9% or even 8.7%, then the markets are going to crash. The markets are going to continue to sell off. There's going to be more red in the market. Maybe we're going to even hit a stock market breaker. Who knows? Right? Stock market breaker is triggered at 7%, I believe. So let's see what happens tomorrow. It's favorable in my opinion that we do get a bounce from these levels, and especially with Joe Biden's election coming through this year, he doesn't want inflation going up, so maybe he'll manipulate the numbers in our favor for us to make some good trades tomorrow. Anyways, guys, if you guys want to see my trades, you guys can join the Discord. I'll keep you guys up to date all the time, daily market analysis, and honestly, I believe let's take a look at Luna and a few other altcoins before I end our video. Luna, another absolute bloodbath today, as it collapses down another 50% after rallying from this high at least. So if you measure from the high, it's down over another 66%. From 2 days ago, it's down over a total of 78%. And if you invested probably last week at around 87, then you're probably down a total of 81%. So you're doing pretty bad overall if you invested in Luna. Again, their stable coin that a lot of people are talking about, UST. I don't know if I have it here. Let me just look it up quickly. We'll just take a look at UST. It's completely, okay, I guess you could take a look at UST to USD, but overall, it's completely decoupling from its $1 where it's supposed to be at, as a stable coin, and now it's completely tanking and it's at 79 cents. Stable coins are not supposed to be at 79 cents. They're supposed to be like this. Right? If you take a look at USDT versus USD, it has remained flat throughout the course of its lifespan. Or I guess you could say there was these massive spikes to 0.00004, right? But overall, flat. This is how stable coins are supposed to look like. But yeah, not like USD. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. You guys have been awesome. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. And we're actually at 9,863. You already know you guys are going to gouge my pocketbook once we get to 10,000 subscribers, because that's when we're gonna do that $1,000 giveaway. Love you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.